What's going on, everybody? My name is Vince. I am a professional musician here in LA. I have some exciting news to share, and I wanted to bring you in on the adventure. I have made the big decision to leave Los Angeles, the city of dreams, and the city of the entertainment industry, to go to Southeast Asia, Bali to be specific, and use that as a catalyst for my art. I'm really excited to share the journey with you. I hope that a video like this and the future videos that I make are educational, inspirational, and entertaining. So, reason number one that I'm leaving Los Angeles: I'm in need of new inspiration and adventure, and I think going to a completely new place is going to bring that for me. I grew up in Los Angeles, been here my whole life, and I'm ready for something new. I found that a lot of the material that I was writing started to be cyclical and stagnant for me. I need new stories to write about, and I think that going to a new place will bring that for me. As artists, I think it's important for us to live our lives so we have stuff to write about. I also think that powerful stories come from personal stories, and I feel like my personal story has been a bit monotonous. I'm trying to shake shit up. Reason number two: being in LA has brought me a lot of collaboration opportunities and professional opportunities. However, these past couple of years, a lot of my collaborators are people from other countries. That has led me to be on Zoom a lot of the time. So I would say that my split of in-person and online sessions has become 50-50. I see a lot of people in person. I see a lot of people online. And this past year, I was in Europe to work with an artist in Italy and an artist in London. And man, that got me so lit. I was so excited. I was like, yo, traveling is one of my favorite things in the world, and doing music is also my other passion. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to do this forever. So that was my first little taste of it, and I was like, man, I got to keep this up. I already have my connections here in LA, and they will be here, but I don't think I need LA as a system. That's either profound news to you or that's like, duh. But it's something that I needed to settle within myself. One thing I will say for the independent artists out there, somebody that's thinking of LA, Nashville, Atlanta, New York as a place where you go to fulfill your dreams, I think that there is significant value within the city. I went to a music college in Hollywood, and I met a lot of collaborators that we leverage each other's networks to get ourselves work. I also was the opening act for a major artist as a result of me getting in contact with a venue owner out here. Man, I hounded that guy for years, by the way. I could tell that story later. And the list is very long of all the opportunities that have come to me just as a result of being in the vicinity and the world of LA. But it's a double-edged sword. I have stories for the better and stories for the worse being in here. And we don't need to get into all those stories today. But I will say that we're 100% in an age where you don't need to be in LA to pursue your dreams as a musician. And that's just my perspective. My third reason is finding a more conducive environment for creativity. Working with different labels here in Los Angeles and artists of stature is definitely validating. But with that also comes a culture of grinding all the time, especially when you work with different labels. The deadlines are pretty harsh, and nothing gets done without a deadline. I'll acknowledge that. But there is a culture around it that makes it feel like, you know what, I need to be doing more. I need to submit this faster. And I think part of that robs me, at least, from being my best creative self. Understandably, it is a mindset, but I think removing myself from the culture will allow me to create better art for myself and for others. Lastly is quality of living. LA is extremely expensive, and I have made a decent life for myself out here in Los Angeles. It was a cool life, but it's an expensive life, and I found myself finding it hard to grow beyond where I was at financially and just mentally. I think I found this stagnation. And hard times honestly produces some of the best art, but for me in my season, I need to go beyond the life that I've created for myself. Two situations happened to me that I think like really tipped the needle for me. The first one is I was chopping it up with a friend over coffee, and they pretty much were asking me, why don't I actually go for it to go travel and move? Because for the past 5 years, I've been saying, I just want to like pack up and go to Bali or go to Thailand or go to, somewhere. I just want to leave. I've been saying that for a long time. And they're like, why don't you just do it? And I was like, well, I got this, and, I got a dope apartment. I like this life that I made for myself. And then I got like, consistent work here, and, and it's in person. And, I've always wanted to do this. She said, what if you already met that goal? And what if it's already fulfilled? And this is a season that is coming to a close, so you can open up the book and write the next chapter. And I was like, damn. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. So the second thing that happened is I was talking to somebody else. We got on the topic of charades, and oddly, we started to talk about what would represent your life if it was like a charades position. And I put myself in a position where I was like holding on to something behind me and reaching forward. And she was like, what are you reaching for, and what are you holding on to? And she's like, you're holding on pretty tight to something back there, aren't you? And I was like, oh shit, I think I am. And I think that's that life that I created for myself here. And the hand up is my desire for a different chapter. Lo and behold, here I am. I have let go, and I feel so much lighter. I feel so much more creative. I feel like I can give more, which is why I'm starting this YouTube channel. For those of you who feel like they may be in a similar position, that you've had this dream or this calling inside of you, it feels really good to finally go for it. I also hope that this has been educational, coming from a perspective of somebody that works in the music industry in LA. And I hope this is somewhat entertaining for you. I don't know how long these travels will be, but I encourage you to stick around and see what the life of a nomad artist looks like. I'm just here to motivate, inspire, and entertain. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you maybe in Bali on the next video. Shit.